And Dr. Lucas is in the house. Good morning, doctor. How are you?
Good morning, I'm good.
Well, what are we talking about today?
We're talking about sensors.
Sensors. Okay.
Sensors for sugar.
Okay, not sensors as in people who cut things out.
Oh no, a sensor with an S.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Oh, so taking your blood sugar. Yeah, there's a lot
Checking
of
your blood sugar. Everybody with diabetes should know how to check their blood sugar. Usually you stick a needle into your fingertip and get a drop of blood, put it on a strip, the strip reads your blood sugar, and then that's what you have. You have that one instant of blood sugar readings.
Those have changed a lot over the years, though, haven't they?
Yeah, it's much better than urine testing, because that's
Yeah.
what they used to have before the blood sugars were tested. People would check their urine. Of course, sugar sits in your urine, like a long time, and it was very inaccurate. Then there was the double voided urine, where you urinated once and then went back right away and urinated again, and then that was supposed to be more accurate as far as what your blood sugar was doing. But it really never detected what your blood sugar was doing, because if people put out sugar at a lower blood sugar or a higher blood sugar, it was very inaccurate. So I think it was the 80s or something, they came out with these meters.
Right.
So they've been around a long time. They used to take 2 minutes for a reading, so people that get upset that it takes 15 seconds should remember.
Yeah, well,
I used to wait like
it's
2
the download age.
minutes.
Yeah, that's right. 2 minutes for a reading. Yeah, that would drive people crazy now.
Yes. So now it's very quick. However, it's only one time of the day. So people that check their blood sugar once a day, that's like 1 second of the whole day, your blood sugar. And people that say, well, you measure the hemoglobin A1C, which is the average blood sugar over the past 3 months, and maybe it's real high, and they're getting a really good number every morning because they're measuring it when the sugar's the lowest. And we also know a lot about sugars going up after eating. Everybody's blood sugar usually goes up depending on what they eat. It goes up after eating. Some people it goes up overnight. Some people go low and then high overnight. So the technology was developed that there's a sensor that you place in your skin that measures your sugar every 5 minutes.
Oh, must be a Bluetooth thing. Does it then record?
Yes, it has a transmitter, and you change the sensor about once a week. It transmits to a device. Right now they're doing it to smartphones as well, but it has its own device that you can read it. If it's associated with a pump, it sends that information to the pump. And they even have these smart pumps now that take the readings from the sensor and give you insulin to keep your sugar regulated.
And where does the sensor go?
The sensor goes under your skin.
But you do it once a week?
Yeah, you leave it there once a week.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of under the skin kind of thing. So
well, you poke it in your skin. It's a little tube, a little teeny weeny
like a
tube.
seed.
It doesn't read blood sugar, okay? So it's not in your bloodstream, okay? That's the difference. It measures interstitial fluid, which means fluid in between the cells of your skin.
Doesn't that take longer to get there, though?
It does. So there's a lag, there's a delay in the sugar readings. So if you check your blood sugar, and you compare it. So what you're doing is you compare it, you calibrate it to your blood sugar reading. So when it senses one sugar in the cells, then it correlates with what reading you got on from your blood. And so that way you can correlate it a little bit.
So you still do both? Then.
You still have to check on it. Like if it gives you a reading that your sugar's low and you feel fine, maybe you should check your blood sugar. But sometimes the advantage is that it goes as it's going down. Like if your sugar's dropping quickly or it's going up quickly, it will alert you to that depending on what you've set it to alert you to. You don't want to alert every single thing because you'll be beeped all day and people will throw it away pretty quickly. But it's helpful for people on insulin because their insulin works a certain way, and then if their sugar's dropping, they need to know. If their sugar's going up, and it's especially true of children at night. The parents want to be sure that their child doesn't have a low blood sugar in the middle of the night. And with the new technology, it will actually send the information not only to the receiver right at the bedside, but to the receiver to the cell phone for the parent.
So really, they can get the answers, or they can get alerted right away.
Yes, and that's been true. The Medtronic had the original one that sent a signal to someone else, but that wasn't using cell phone technology. So now with cell phone technology, and you can even see your blood sugar with your Apple Watch. If you wear your Apple Watch and you wear
That's just too cool.
a Dexcom sensor. Yeah, you can look at it. So, if you're in school and your teacher doesn't want you to look at your cell phone, you can just look at your Apple Watch and see what time it is, but you really see what your blood sugar is.
Is there a concern? Is there a concern though that somebody may not take their blood sugar, actually use their blood reading if they're
the
depending
sensor,
on that?
the sensor requires you to calibrate it at least once a day. Usually twice is best, like every 12 hours. So you need to really check your blood sugar then to calibrate it and make it more accurate. The more blood sugar readings you do, the more accurate the sensor is because it correlates with the blood sugar reading. But you always have to keep in mind there's a little bit of a lag. So the trend, when you print it out on the printer, it tells you the trend. That gives you some idea of how it's doing, how your insulin's working, if your insulin's covering your meals. If your sugar's going crazy after a certain meal, you need to look at that meal.
Right.
So it helps you with a lot more information. Sometimes it's maybe too much information because you see your sugar every 5 minutes. And some people with pumps, start pumping in insulin every 5 minutes, not realizing that insulin takes about 20 minutes to start working and it lasts for 4 to 6 hours. So you can sort of stack up on the insulin and all of a sudden have a low blood sugar later. So you have to be careful. The insulin has not progressed as quickly as the sensors. If you had an instantaneous insulin, like IV insulin, which you put insulin in the vein that works like really quick, but you don't have that, so you have to be careful giving insulin based on readings. And what you're looking at is a trend over time. You're not really looking at that minute. I mean, you can look at that minute, that's fine, and you can use it instead of a blood sugar reading. In fact, the FDA has even approved that you can actually use it instead of a blood sugar reading to give yourself insulin. But the sensors are more common in people with insulin that are taking insulin because their blood sugars are more erratic. A lot of people's blood sugars are pretty even. They might go up with meals, but they're not unpredictable.
Are the sensors responding also to trends, though? I mean, it sees that this is a trend.
No, it's not a smart sensor.
Okay. Well, just curious now. Are you doing studies? Are you doing studies with these?
Yes, we have one coming up with people on a Dexcom. Dexcom is the one that is not with a pump. Medtronic is the one with a pump. Dexcom is a sensor that you can get even if you're not on a pump. But we're doing one with type 1, which are people that are insulin dependent, on insulin pumps using a Dexcom sensor. And it's for, the reason they're doing that is they actually are giving people the sensors during the study, but they want people that are already experienced using the sensor when they start the study. It's a short study. It's actually a pill for type 1, which is pretty interesting. So they want people that are used to using sensors.
And again, a type 1, I guess the person would also be more likely to be checking it more regularly, right?
They're supposed to be, yes.
So supposed to be. All right, we got that impression. We'll have more to come in just a moment with Dr. KG and Lucas here on Sugar Talk. If you'd like to reach us, 800-818-2255, 247-7282, or 353-4674. We're talking with Dr. KG and Lucas from lucasresearch.org about some of the new technologies in sensing your blood sugars or your sugar level. It's not always blood, but what was this one? You were just telling me in the break about one that you just wave over your arm?
Yeah, there's a new one called the Freestyle Libra, and you wear the sensor on your arm, under your skin. It's the same idea. It doesn't give you a continuous, like you can't look at your phone and see what your blood sugar is. You just wave your meter over the sensor and it gives you the blood sugar right then. It also checks your blood sugar every 1 minute. So when you wave your thing over, when you wave it over the sensor, it gives you a pattern for the past 8 hours. So it doesn't save it. Well, it saves it, but it's only for 8 hours.
Right. But you know, if you have a diabetic person goes to the ER for something, they'll check it several times over just a short duration. They want to get a trend.
Yeah, I think the sensors are great technology. They're a little expensive depending on the insurance coverage for the sensor, but you wear it for a week and then you can get a lot of information. You don't have to wear it all the time, but if you want to sort of adjust your insulin or or feel more comfortable at night with it, then you can wear that Freestyle Libre at night and wave it in the morning. Then you see the whole pattern overnight.
See, the next thing would do, it would lock your refrigerator.
It would transmit if you have a smart house.
Yeah, and then
It will
shut
lock.
it off. Cut down the refrigerator. Yeah, it'll disable all your gift cards to restaurants. Anything else?
Yeah, sometimes they get too smart.
Yeah, but if you want to find out about studies that might be appropriate for you, you can call on the folks at Lucas Research. Give them a call at 222-5700. That's 222-5700. And it's best to go online, too, to find out more at lucasresearch.org. And the next diabetes school is coming up June 9th at the Flame Banquet Center in New Bern. Go ahead online and sign up for that, too. Thanks. We'll see you next
Okay,
time.
bye.